Calling Anvit, this is the disclosure in the murder case. Aftab, we are told by our sources, has confessed before the police that he is addicted to cannabis. On the evening of May 18th, Aftab, and this is the claim that he has made, and that's what police is telling us, that he smoked cannabis and lost his temper during an argument with Shraddha. He has said, and I quote, "I pressed her throat so hard that she stopped breathing." Aftab stayed next to the body for the next couple of hours and kept smoking cannabis. Only after he gained senses, he planned as to how to get rid of the body, get rid of the evidence. The couple had also visited Parvati Valley in Himachal Pradesh's Kulu district, known for high-quality cannabis. Police will also take Aftab to the valley for reconstruction of the event. Anvit is with me on the phone line. So, Anvit, while the technical part of the investigation continues, this disclosure could be sensational, especially if the police can link to somebody in Himachal from where cannabis could have been procured.
Yes, certainly, Arnima, and that is why the police will be taking him to Himachal, and the only reason why police have sought extended remand of his. Now, 5 days remand has been granted. After 5 days, it was granted earlier. Over the next 5 days, we are believing that police will spend these days to reconstruct the entire crime scene and map all the areas where this couple had been before the murder and where all Aftab went after the murder. One of the destinations is Parvati Valley, is what we are learning from the police sources. He'll be taken to Himachal, where this couple has stayed. They'll also be tapping all the contacts he was in touch with in Himachal. Himachal is also known for good high-quality cannabis, as we know, and especially Parvati Valley. Now, this man's disclosure that, he is actually addicted to cannabis, and that at the very night of the murder, he was also high on cannabis. He has also confessed that after killing Shraddha, that he is being saying that he did in a fit of rage. He's saying that he continued to smoke cannabis and he stayed next to the body for 1 to 2 hours because he was so high that he could not decide what to do with the body. Also, this is one of the reasons why police are focusing on psychoanalysis tests, because they want to know his psyche. See, this also reflects on this man's psyche. Earlier, when we have been learning that this man had chopped off the body into multiple pieces, that also police wants to know with the psychoanalysis test, that what is this man's sort of line, whether or not he has been subjected to some mental trauma that he unleashed his brutality on a living partner. So all these details will come to fore over the next 5 days as during the police remand, this man is being questioned, and as police continues to map the areas where all he has been with Shraddha.
Right. So this is one aspect of the investigation, but could this be a ploy as well by the suspect? Is that also a line of investigation? If you can prove that you were not in your senses, that can be used by the defense to prove that your punishment should be lesser?
Yeah, certainly, and that is one reason why police are not completely relying on his confession. Now, whatever he has confessed, whatever line of events he has disclosed, police will be gathering scientific evidence to corroborate his statement with the evidences. Like earlier, he had said he used to step out every night to dispose of the body parts. Police have not been able to find CCTV footage of that area. Also, they have not found any witness. So that theory also remains suspicious. Police are also suspecting that maybe he, after the murder, because he traveled to some places, including Maharashtra, there is also a possibility that he had taken the body parts along and disposed them off outside Delhi. So all these things are also being looked into. Police are completely not relying on his confession and are making all the efforts to find out scientific evidence of whatever disclosures he has made so that it can be proved in the court of law.
And as far as the technical part of the investigation goes, as far as the narco analysis goes, where does matter stand?
See, yesterday police had filed an application requesting narco analysis in the court because they had put forward the basis that they have taken him to some location and some things have been recovered, but that his disclosures have not led to complete recovery. So court asked Aftab whether or not he is aware of the consequences of narco analysis test, and when he said that yes, he has no objections, police have approved the request and now he will also be subjected to narco analysis. We are learning that SSL team will be given an official communication in this regard, and over the next 4 to 5 days we can expect that this man will be subjected to narco analysis.
And while we wait for the result of the narco analysis, Anvit, if you could put place for our viewers all the theories that we have so far, and if there are enough evidence that police has to corroborate those theories.
See, this is one place where police lacks now because evidence has not been gathered as much to build a watertight case against this man. Also, because this confession alone will not stand in the court of law, neither will the psychoanalysis or narco test. So police needs some trails which they can lead them to crucial evidences. Like we earlier also mentioned, a saw was recovered from the house, but police does not know whether that was the weapon of offense. Technically, murder weapon has not been recovered. Body's head has not been recovered, which can be used for identification. Shraddha's phone has not been recovered. These three are very crucial evidences in this case, and all three are still missing. So police wants to subject this man to narco analysis test only so that in the hypnotic state, when he is questioned, police are expecting that he will spill some beans which he has maintained to restrict, so that he gives some crucial leads, and following that, police can recover any of these three crucial evidences in this case.
And when the police says that he is constantly changing his version, can you elaborate a bit? What is the changed version which police is finding problematic?
See, initially when he was questioned, he had said that Shraddha she had just left house following a small fight between the couple, which was regular, and the family was also aware of it. Later, when he was questioned, it was found that it was not that Shraddha had left, but he had confessed that to have killed her. Also, he had said that she had not been in touch with anyone, and that she was not responding to calls and messages. Later, technical investigation found that her social media accounts were active, which later it was found that this man had been using. It is also in his confession. So these are the discrepancies, and that is why police had been questioning him over the past 5 days. Now, next 5 days, we are learning that he will also be questioned, but because police are not relying completely on his disclosures, police are now trying to gain scientific evidences, CCTV footages, phone locations. We had also earlier reported that police will write to Bumble, because that is one dating app that the couple had been using. It had also become a bone of contention between the couple, because Shraddha had been objecting to this man using Bumble and dating other women.
Right.
While he has also gone on to confess, which is also very chilling, that when the dismembered body of Shraddha was lying very much in the refrigerator, this man had been making love to other women in the same house using that dating app.
Right.
So that app will also be approached to find out data and find out who were these other people who this man was in touch with.
And we do hold on, because you have for us more information as far as this investigation is concerned. Let's break that down for our viewers. Other than the narco analysis, other than the cannabis trail that they want to trace in Himachal Pradesh, Delhi police also plans to retrieve the chats of Aftab with Shraddha and others during this time period when the crime was allegedly committed. Police, we are told, may also request messaging apps that were used by Aftab to share the chat details, because that could give crucial evidence in this case. Telecom operators will be written to in order to trace the past location of Shraddha and Aftab's cell phones before and after May 18th, the day of murder, as Aftab is claiming to the police. Investigators are likely to approach Google to retrieve the internet history of Aftab, and if any messaging app that was used using the Google platform, then those details too. Anvit, if you could just piece this together, why this need to get this technical evidence? What are the gaps that this technical evidence could fill?
See, the technical evidences police are trying to gather are that, this man had earlier confessed that he had been using some messaging apps, that could include WhatsApp and Telegram. Police are planning to write to them so that details of chats can be gathered from it. Also to know that who were the people with whom Aftab was in touch with. Because since the beginning that this case surfaced, police had been trying to find out if there was anyone else who had colluded with this man in this entire conspiracy, or it was only he was the lone conspirator. Also, along with that, the telecom operators have been approached. Police are trying to find out what the location of the phone was, because Shraddha's phone is missing. They are trying to find out what was the last location, where all had the phone been after the Shraddha was killed, because this man is a suspect that he had disposed of the phone. So police are trying to find out that where was this, where did he dispose it of, what all were the locations of his cell phone, also of this man's phone, Aftab, and who all were the people who met him during that period before the murder as well as after the murder. We are also learning because Google also might be approached to find out what the search history of this man was, as it has initially been conveyed by the police investigators that this man had Googled some ways of how to dispose of the body and how to clean blood. But given that this man was a smart chap and he had been a food blogger and had been very active on internet and technically sound, so there are possibilities that he had used incognito or some search engines that would not allow the cops to access his search history. So to get